That was me imitating Hayden Christensen from Return of the Jedi. And when I was storing earlier, just thinking about my legacy. What's gonna happen when I die? What do I leave behind? What's my legacy? I can tell you what the legacy of Star Wars Rebels is. The very recent episode that did fairly well. This is Darth Momo. Gotta do that for the hell of it. I mean, seriously though. Star Wars episode... I don't even know. Yeah, Star Wars Rebels, episode 11, Legacy. Which was fairly well. It was very emotional. I kind of started crying. I mean, so... Yeah, I'm going to go off on a tangent on this. I'm not going to say it all in order of the plot, but, I mean, you should be watching this if you haven't seen the episode, so... I'm just kidding. Any views are very welcome, so... watch it whatever the hell you want. But, starts out where Ezra has a force vision, and we kind of see a glimpse of his parents. And he runs out and tells Kanan that he saw his parents, as they were deciphering over possible bases for the Rebel Alliance. And then he starts to explain his force vision to Hera and Kanan, and they tell him how ever since we last saw Sibo, they've been looking and trying to search and find his parents, and they had no luck whatsoever. But then they try another force method, and he starts on there was apparently some big prison riot the previous night, and the force tells him to stop as he's scrolling through a list of prisoner X10, and they realize that he's got to go back to Lothal. That's why he was seeing a white Lothcat in his vision, and then he runs in and starts looking for his helmet, and then it cuts to what was it? Oh, it cuts to Lothal, the Imperial fleet over there. Callus, Constantine, the fifth brother, and the seventh sister debating their theories about the rebels being on Gorel. Callus confirms it. I like how this is awesome. It was like seeing Tarkin and Callus and the Inquisitor together again. It's like our big baddie team, and I loved it. We've got our main admiral, we've got our Inquisitors, we've got our Imperial agent guy. It was pretty nice. I liked it. But then we got back to Gorel as we're trying to find his helmet, and he finds it, and Kanan says that they're going with him because they're family. And then Sabine says, "Yeah, and we can because the Imperial fleet has left Lothal." And then she's like, "Wait, we're family. Speaking of which, where are the delinquents?" And it cuts to Ezra and Chopper shopping in the market, and then we get the stormtroopers come back, and then the Imperial fleet shows up and starts attacking. Kanan and Ezra run out to save Zeb and Chopper, and they do. Chopper, of course, was an ass. But Chopper's become more of a likable character, I'll give that. But and Callus and the stormtroopers got him pinned, and it was like, oh crap, this stuff was intense. And then Ezra gets up and he attacks and he force pushes Callus, and then two Inquisitors show up, and Ezra's like, "You're not getting in my way." And the Seven Sisters, "Well, my brave young boy, come and prove it." And he's getting up there and he's anxious and he's about to take him down. He probably would have died, but then Kanan shoots the door and the blast doors close right before he gets into the Inquisitors. And they get back to the Ghosts and they escape, and then and then Ezra and Chopper get in the Phantom, and they're gonna go off to Lothal, and then the Liberator is about to be captured. It's being pulled in by a tractor beam, which has Sato and Rex on it, and as Hera gives them an opening, the Phantom heads out to Lothal, and they go and rescue the command ship, and they escape. Which I will say, that whole action scenes was pretty intense. I'm like, are they gonna get captured or not? And I love how Hera's when Sabine says, "Do we go to Lothal or stay with the fleet?" And Hera says, "We stay with the fleet." It's I like how it's like establishing, like, these are our military guys, Zeb, Sabine, and Hera, they're focused with the Rebel Alliance, but, or Phoenix Squadron, I should say, but the others, Kanan, it's like our Jedi Padawan team. Kanan, Ezra, and Chopper is like Obi-Wan, Anakin, and R2, and that's kind of helping to draw the line and separate the two, and I really like that. It's really interesting. And we cut to the Phantom heading to Lothal. That hyperdrive, I will say, they're using it pretty well. It's pretty nice. Come in handy. Wait a second. Getting pretty thirsty from all this talking. I need a drink. Much better. So, what was I saying? Oh, and then they find the lost cat at Ezra's childhood home, which was pretty much burnt down. So, we see what the Empire did after the Siege of Lothal, but then chases the wife Wolfcat, and he puts a tracker on it and takes him into the mountains, and they meet who Prisoner X-10 was. It was a guy named Ryder Azudi or something, voiced by Clancy Brown. Special press from the Clone Wars. Fuck it. And then he tells him how he was part of that prison riot, a governor, and he tells how even in prison his parents still fought for those who needed help, and how they had Ezra's mission, or his transmission that he sent out in call to action, was actually kind of inspired his parents, and they encouraged others to rally and break out, and that's how the prison riot was, why there was a prison riot the night before. But unfortunately, in that time, his parents didn't make it out, and they were killed. And Ezra got in tears, and he was saying they always used to say, if we didn't stand up for each other, or stand up for people, who would? I'm getting emotional now. I mean, it was a sad moment. And even Chopper was sad about it. Kanan, and he hugs Kanan, and I like how he was like, earlier in the Phantom, he said, thank you, you're always there for me, and when I need you. It's really like a father-son bond. I'm loving it. And then he has a Force vision at, like, Capital City on Lothal in the previous days, before the Empire, and his parents speak to him kind of through the Force, like, saying, it looks great, but times are going to get hard, and you need to be strong. And then Kanan comes and comforts him, and episode ends. Oh, I'm about to cry. It was so sad. Oh, but, but it was a very well done episode. I loved it. A little trivia for you. Originally, it was going to be known as The Secret of Prisoner X-10, but it was changed to Legacy. And as I was saying in the Rebel Recon, as I was saying about the Rebel Recon, my last review, but I cut you guys off. Don't worry, this time it won't. So, we got to watch in the Rebel Recon, Filoni reveal a few things of what we can expect for the next half of the season. Talks about how we're going to see some of Sabine's Mandalorian past. Hopefully we get to learn a little more about Darth Maul. I mean, at the end of the Clone Wars, the Mandalore was still in his control, and then now we see it obviously came into control of the Galactic Empire. Rex mentioned something about the Siege of Mandalore or something, but hopefully we'll find out. I'd like to see Bo-Katan, but if we don't, no biggie. Then he reveals how we will see Cham Syndulla and find out how Rylot's been doing ever since Lords of the Sith, where they pretty much got their asses kicked by Vader and the Emperor. We will see Zeb dealing with the loss of his people, and it sounds like he might not be the last living Lasat, which is good. I like that. I mean, it kind of hinted out. Hera had said, there's very few Lasat survived, and none remain on Lasat. But the rest of the season has been kind of hinting that Zeb's the only one, so hopefully we'll kind of get a distinguishment between that. And then, as Filoni said, which I very loved, well, also we found out from an interview with Frank Oz that Yoda will be appearing in the flesh. Now, I really hope either it's a flashback, or for Kanan and Ezra, for some reason, end up on Dagobah after what we've just seen or so, because otherwise, that's not the point of his fucking exile, is to stay in exile, not be having his hand in galactic events. But I'm thinking it's going to be the episode after, when we come back from the break, because I think it was Simon Kinberg or something, he had said the next episode is going to be one where it's not going to be an episode you wanted to miss. And then we get after that, Filoni had said it's pretty clear what this season comes down to. There's a certain confrontation people are wanting to happen, and it's pretty cruel to not to go an entire season without giving them that. And also, it's hinted that it was said that not even the actors know what happens in the last 5 minutes of the season finale. So I'm thinking the season finale is gonna show Darth Vader fight or confront Ahsoka Tano, and I'm pretty sure that's when Ahsoka Tano will bite the bullet. Is it unfortunate? Yeah. Is it what needs to happen? Yes, because in Return, if Luke was pretty much made a big deal throughout the original trilogy that he was a Jedi, and if Kanan, Ezra, and Ahsoka are around, obviously we might not have only seen them, but there should have been at least some mention of them, or, hey, Luke's not the only Jedi. And besides, by the time Return of the Jedi comes around, Yoda says, "When gone am I, the last of the Jedi will you be." Now, you could say, oh, well, he didn't know about Kanan and Ezra and Ahsoka, so that's why that statement applies. Well, it's not true, because he does know about them. He spoke with them in Path of the Jedi, so we're gonna have to kill off the Jedi. Not necessarily kill them off, but we can't have any Jedi by the time we get to A New Hope. So, I don't know what to say, but I think that will be when Ahsoka bites the bullet. But only 11 more episodes until we find out. Until then, I believe I'm going to try to upload this video Tuesday, so that will be 3 days away, unless you're attending the pre-marathon, or the marathon event, and you will get that'll be 2 days away. But like me, I am 2 days away from the fucking Force Awakens. It looks fucking fantastic. I'm so fucking excited. Well, and I will be doing some reviews on it, so stay tuned to the channel. Darth Momo, out. Go ahead, if you liked the video, click on that subscribe button. Subscribe to more to the channel, more Star Wars bits, upcoming features. And always go ahead, hit that like button and comment. Thank you.